Hudson's waterfront policy, industrial limits and urban planning at a crossroads. Hudson's waterfront redevelopment has long been a complex battle of industrial legacy versus urban renewal. At the heart of the current debate is the Deepwater Port, operated by A. Colarusso and Sons, a focal point in the city's evolving regulatory framework for waterfront usage. Hudson Mayor Kamal Johnson recently voiced support for new conditions on the company's conditional use permit, signaling a shift towards stronger governance of industrial activity along the riverfront. Regulatory oversight and zoning compliance. The waterfront zoning laws, shaped by the Local Waterfront Revitalization Plan, LWRP, adopted in 2011, were meant to create a roadmap for mixed-use development. However, since the plan was never formally certified by the state, grandfathered industrial operations, such as those held by Colarusso, continue to dictate land use policies. Urban planning experts argue that the situation highlights a gap in regulatory enforcement, which has led to inconsistent governance over waterfront land. Some cities facing similar industrial conflicts, such as Buffalo and Yonkers, have enacted special zoning overlays that integrate environmental protections with commercial viability, offering Hudson a potential model for reconciling industrial rights with urban development goals. Environmental policy considerations. The Hudson waterfront is not just an economic asset, it's an environmentally sensitive zone. According to the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, deepwater ports must comply with coastal consistency regulations, which ensure industrial operations do not disrupt ecological balance or restrict public access. Concerns over truck traffic, air pollution, and waterfront disruption underscore the need for stronger environmental oversight. Cities such as San Francisco and Portland have successfully implemented industrial use restrictions that include caps on emissions, limits on transport routes, and mandatory environmental impact reviews. Applying similar principles to Hudson's waterfront policy could prevent unchecked industrial expansion while maintaining operational feasibility for existing businesses. Multi-party negotiation and legislative framework. Mayor Johnson has proposed convening a multi-party working group, a strategy often used in complex zoning disputes to broker compromises between private industry and municipal planning bodies. If successful, such an initiative could establish precedent for handling future industrial permit applications. A coalition of residents, environmental advocates, business leaders, and city officials could work toward a legislative amendment to Hudson's zoning code, ensuring that waterfront industrial use is subject to conditional stipulations rather than grandfathered exemptions. Examples from other cities show that carefully structured industrial ordinances can improve compliance and minimize conflict. A policy-driven future for Hudson's waterfront. As Hudson continues to evolve, policymakers must ensure the waterfront is governed by consistent, enforceable regulations that align with modern urban planning principles. A revised zoning framework, greater environmental accountability, and structured industrial negotiations could transform Hudson's waterfront into a model of balanced development and sustainability, avoiding the pitfalls of unchecked industrial growth. You've been listening to Sustainability Soundbites from E+E Leader. For more information on sponsorship opportunities, reach out to our team today.